What's going on, good people? How's everybody? Hoping everybody is hanging in here. Hope everybody is ready. Everybody ready for the weekend? Ooh, I'm gonna get you. Don't worry.
Smooch.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you later. Inside joke that ain't too inside no more. What's going on with you?
Oh man, nothing too much. Just waiting for this weekend. St. Aug homecoming weekend.
Is this the weekend?
Yeah, but man, the only
That
problem
weather
is
thing though,
That weather.
because I know the reggae festival that they were having this weekend, they went on and postponed it.
Yeah.
I guess that's a
But
precaution.
for the weather people, the forecasters, I hope that it actually rains like it's supposed to. Because if they say it's going to storm and do all this and blah blah blah, and then it doesn't do anything, we're gonna have a lot of mad people.
Well, I tell you something else that's gonna make a lot of mad people.
What's that?
And I guess it's getting the word is really getting around. A lot of people don't believe it that those SNAP benefits are not coming in
Oh yeah,
for November 1st.
that's why I keep telling them. I said we're not gonna see fish plates or suppers anytime soon.
It's gonna be some people that got some brand new friends around here.
They're gonna be making it rain and shishi
Oh, bruh.
with the $20 food stamp tickets.
Throwing EBT cards.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be throwing EBT. I forgot his cards now.
Yeah, throwing EBT cards. But guess what? Ain't nothing on them. That ain't funny. That ain't funny.
Hey, we gotta stop.
I know that ain't funny. That ain't funny. But
yeah, it is. No, it's not.
Governor Landry is declaring a state of emergency.
What?
Yeah. As the federal shutdown threatens SNAP benefits, he has declared a state of emergency.
Now see, I posed a question on my Facebook page the other day to all of the quote unquote Trump supporters. How you like him now?
How you like me now?
And now one person came on there and said, well, I was wrong or nothing. Everybody was on there bashing him, but nobody came and said, yeah, I was wrong. I shouldn't have voted for him. Tom P on you.
What you call it?
That's that French word I used the other day.
Yeah, what
I
you
told
say?
you what it means.
Yes, indeed.
Tom P on him.
But
You're getting what you voted for.
But look, I thought that it was going to at least, just be a threat, just like it was to the military folks. But they had a congressional hearing where they made it a point to make sure that they pay our servicemen their paychecks. But other federal employees have already passed the 15th. That was their first paycheck they missed. Now they're getting ready to see over 40 million people in the country miss out on SNAP benefits.
Because I feel bad for my son. My son works for TSA. He's an essential employee. He has to go.
And he working without no money.
And he's working with no money. He has to go into his retirement fund.
Hey, what?
He had to
No,
go.
I'm talking about you.
Oh, you couldn't hear me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is that better?
Yeah.
He had to go into his retirement fund to pay, his house note and his car note. Got a friend out in Texas.
It's going to be some more of that.
She works at the Army base. Said, we ain't getting paid nothing. I'm essential, but I'm not getting paid anything.
When was that?
What you call it? With the start of
No, I said when was that? The start of the
this
month?
was
Because they just passed. I think it was this week.
I talked to her today. She said still not getting paid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. She's not active military then.
No, she's not active. She's retired military, but she works at the base.
Mm-hmm. So, as I was thinking and talking to myself as I usually self, I said, Self said,
What
you want now? It got.
I was being nice.
Self got aggravated. He got aggravated with me because I talked to him too much.
Negro, what you want now?
Right. That's about right. And I was going to say, at least let's get up a crew of folks, especially men, that can put together maybe put together like a little slush fund for food. because we're going to see the food banks.
Oh, they're going to be
They're going to run out.
overwhelmed.
They're going to run out. And they're going to run out of money. They're going to run out of food quick.
Second harvest is going to be seriously busy.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that we should get men first. And I'm not trying to sound chauvinist, ladies, but let us do what we do and try to get our monies together, maybe buy some food or donate to Second Harvest, donate to Rashida Ferdinand out there in the lower Ninth Ward so that they can put some food in them stores.
I think a good idea would be for anybody that is not a government employee, go to your pantry. See what you have an abundance of.
You ain't hear what I'm talking about, so you don't know who I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking about canned foods.
That's, bruh.
You said money.
I'm saying people that have take some money and donate it to the food pantries so they can get the food so the people have it.
No,
They're running out. The
what I
shelves
was
are
saying-
empty in your food pantry.
Well, I was saying that the actual food that you have at home, you say money. I'm saying something different.
So you're saying so they can go to the food pantry and get something, right?
No, they can don't what if like say I go into my pantry. I got a bunch of cans of soup and stuff like that.
Oh, bro, you're going to need that.
But if I'm not a government employee, I mean, I'm getting paid. I can go to the store and buy it, but people that are government employees are not getting paid.
Yeah, but do you understand that those folks that depend on SNAP benefits to go grocery shopping,
I mean, those people too.
they not getting it either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying for everybody. For government employees, people that are losing their benefits right now.
So you change what you're saying.
Well, I had to add that on. I didn't add that specific comment on because I was still thinking about the making
my face?
the
You see
EBT cards rain.
You see my face? You see my face?
You tried to keep from saying something.
Yeah,
I know it.
I really. You know me too well. You know me too well. I'm just thinking that when I guess as we came up, when the village was sick, we took care of the village.
Yes.
So it don't look like nobody coming to our rescue at all. I mean, when your governor is talking about oh yeah, by the way, we're going to declare a state of emergency because we don't have no SNAP benefits. But what's the solution to that?
Exactly.
That ain't the solution to me.
Declaring an emergency, no. I mean, that's not putting the food on anybody's table right away.
No. And I'm telling you that next week starts the new month.
Yep. Saturday.
So what do? Starve? Nobody got any money? Go out there and call Rashida Ferdinand and ask her, can we donate? Can we put some food? Because, I mean, they got the fruits and the vegetables and all that. But that's going to go away real quick, fast, in a hurry. Now, one thing you do, and this is what I learned about New Orleans. Everybody talks about, when you really want to talk about food, especially black folk, we make way.
Yeah.
Where you think that red beans and rice came from. When you didn't have no food, red beans and rice could make you a whole meal.
Where you think the term the rooter to the tutor came from.
Where you think the words or the definition of a po' boy is.
Yep.
These are the foods that came in place when folks were hungry and didn't have monies to go out there and buy. They overstuffed your po' boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's bread with maybe some shrimp and some ketchup on it and some lettuce and tomatoes. I think we need to go eat.
Yeah, bro. Too bad Jeans is still not around.
Who?
Jeans.
Yeah, the pink building.
Yeah, bro.
Or we never close.
Oh.
Our knees.
Let me say, oh.
So
Man.
I'm thinking to myself, all the money that is coming into the state, especially through here. I know there's some emergency funds. Well, you might be declaring a state of emergency, but you got to go look for the money.
I'm about to be mean. You saying about emergency funds, man? They can't even get the budget right here. So
You know I got more to talk about today.
Yo, I
right?
know you do.
And the amount that I have to talk about today, that's gonna be one of those y'all say what?
No.
Say what?
Humbra.
Humbra. and I've gotten to the point now that I'm almost thinking that we're the only ones going into it in debt. Cause I'm getting calls from news agencies. Say, Brett, did I hear you say something today? What are you doing? Monitoring? Yup.
Of course.
Man, you went in on them today, G. Why aren't y'all? I'm getting yesterday. I think I gave a number of text messages that I got the day before, and last night we got. What did we get? We got, I think, like 42 text messages, and I got some this morning from folks saying, "Oh, you went in on them hard." Like, that's all right. Gonna go back again today.
Yep.
Gonna go back in today. So everybody keep it in. Now I'm already getting from Brandon. Where's Suzette? Suzette had an emergency. Her mother is not doing well right now. So we're praying for Mama Bagnaris. And Suzette had to go take care of her mom. So we'll check in with her and make sure everything is okay. And so she had to go take her mom to, I think, an appointment with the doctor. So that's where she is. And
The way,
huh?
the way he spelled your name on there, that's too easy.
Gerard. Yeah,
That-
it is.
that-
It is.
You gotta
Several
leave that
different
one
ways.
alone.
Yeah, that's all right.
With the kind of minds we have, that's not a good thing.
Not at all. Not at all. So we have a interesting couple of details to talk about with this budget issue. And I'm even finding out some new stuff as far as what's owed to the city compared to what we spent. And I still want to get your comments and what you think. I want to thank Mr. Frank Janusa yesterday, who came in yesterday and sat down and even gave us a solution to the cash flow problem right now.
He's a brilliant man, bro. He's good. He is good.
So I'm thinking, did anybody hear that? Did anybody pick up the here's the answer to the question? But I found out an understanding. Have you been down Bayou Road and looked at all the different businesses on Bayou Road?
Man, Bayou Road, it's like, to me,
Bayou Road is like
seems
its own little city.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, it seems
Right.
like it's from a whole different
It's not even
place.
a part of the city,
Yeah.
right? It's got all these different, and I love it because they have all these different black businesses down that stretch. Thank you to the McKennas. But across the street from the theater that used to be the church.
Yeah, church.
I wonder, has anybody really noticed that is the home station, the home palace, if you want to call it that, for Uber. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. Had the big sign up and everything.
You
just
saw
don't
where
pay-
I looked at you like, huh?
Huh? Yeah. Yeah. You just don't pay attention to it because it's back off the street. It's not like part of the mall area. It sits back. It's its own building. As a matter of fact, a lot of people use their driveway just to turn around in. But Uber and their home offices are on Bayou Road.
Wow.
So what we did not know, but we found out, is the fact that Uber has had a lawsuit, or should we say the city has had a lawsuit against Uber because they have not paid several different issues to the city. And that payment is in the neighborhood of $35 million.
Wow.
I didn't say wow. I went, holy shit. What? So we have been letting too many folks, companies, just drag on payments that they owe to the city. And they were talking about this in city council on yesterday, that lawsuit is somewhere near $35 million now. All right, that's one. The other one is sewage and water board. Now, as much as we talk about sewage and water board from a city situation, the state is really the overseer of sewage and water board because it's a state entity. And the amount of money that they owe the city of New Orleans is alarming. They say they pay periodically during the year, but the amount of money that is owed so far is $87.5 million. I know.
Damn.
$87.5 million.
And they want to charge us $36 for picking up garbage once a week.
And I still have questions on why we are lending or not lending, let me use the right terminology here. Giving one of the learning institutions, Tulane, $20 million to purchase Charity Hospital. It's a $655 million deal. And we're going to put $20 million in it. And I'm still trying to figure out, before y'all said yes to this situation, did you all check the financials of this learning institution? They've got over $2 billion of assets, including endowments. What are we lending them money for? Can y'all lend us some? Then, do we have an accurate account of the American Rescue Act and the $381 million that came to the city? Did we spend that appropriately and correct without any type of audit at all? That is too much money for us to be talking about we missing or have the wrong numbers when it comes up to our budget of $160 million missing or spent incorrectly. And talking about furloughing somebody. Whoever was doing this stuff, his name must have been willy-nilly.
You know what? I'm sending you the break before, because when you start calling names out, that means you're starting to get loose lips and you're going to start probably cussing. And
Yeah.
So
that's what they listen to me for.
I'm going to send you. I'm sending you the break.
Are you cutting off my listenership?
Yep.
Willy-nilly, damn it.
I'm going to change the topic on you real quick. You were speaking about Bayou Road. You coming out Sunday night?
Yeah.
To Nano's?
Nano's.
For my show live?
It's going to be on the FM.
It's going to AM, FM.
It's going to be on the FM, though. AM and FM.
Yeah, AM and FM. The throwback, throwdown, 7 to 10, baby.
All right, y'all, we'll take a break here. We'll come back. Mr. Promoter Man over there. We got
You're
more
damn
coming
right.
up.
Missed a show? Want to hear that guest everyone's talking about? WBOK is now streaming on all your favorite podcast apps. Just search WBOK Media, hit download, share with a friend, and don't forget to rate your favorite shows 5 stars. Because when our voices are heard, our impact grows.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana communities through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, please visit us at www.jazzandheritage.org.
The National World War II Museum. Located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans, the National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time tickets and safety information.
The NAACP New Orleans branch invites you to our 2025 Freedom Fund Banquet and Awards Ceremony, a night to uplift and celebrate. Join us Saturday, November 1st from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Xavier University's Center Grand Ballroom. Through your support, dollars fund scholarships, youth programs, and vital community projects. It's keeping the struggle to preserve civil rights current and vigorous. For tickets and information, call 504-460-7765.
Meet Leanna, a part-time chef and full-time mom. In the past, Leanna didn't have health insurance because she didn't think she could afford it. What she didn't realize is she qualified for Medicaid. She loves the coverage and peace of mind that comes with high-quality care. The kind of care you get with Healthy Blue. This is Medicaid, and it's for more people than you think. Maybe even you. To see if you qualify, go to myhealthybluela.com.
The Historic New Orleans Collection presents a new exhibition open through June 7th, 2026, The Trail They Blazed. Built collaboratively with people who participated in the local civil rights movement, The Trail They Blazed presents stories of social and racial justice straight from the people who lived them. Listen to leaders tell their stories of resistance and persistence in their own voices, recorded by the Historic New Orleans Collection. Plan your visit to 520 Royal Street in the French Quarter and reserve your free tickets at hnoc.org today.
Join me, Dr. Jaquil Ross of New Schools for New Orleans for Talk That, NOLA Education. This Monday, we'll be joined by 3 New Orleans Excellence in Teaching Award honorees. They'll be recognized at our upcoming gala. Be sure to tune in Monday at 12:30 p.m. on 12:30 a.m.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 a.m. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 a.m.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Noonie! Noonie? Did we miss Noonie? Is that him again? Yeah, that's him. Let me pick up. Because, yeah, I had you on the other line. What's going on?
What's up, G? How you doing, man?
You the man, brother. If I had yours, I had to cut mine off.
Well, I've been watching this budget deficit about this $160 million, $200 million. City workers who work hard every day, police, EMS, city workers that bust their butt, say they might don't meet the payroll till December. This is my problem, Gerod. You done said mostly everything, but my problem is this. Where's Greg Montano? Don't the city council got home rule charter power?
They have.
And they can bring him back.
They could subpoena him and bring him back in and sit him down at the dais and say, you need to explain to us this budget because you said we had $100 million in a surplus.
That's right. And so that's one of my problems. My second problem is who hired this man as the CEO? Because last night I was on Google and I Googled him, right? And I found out that he bankrupt Albuquerque, Mexico. Now, so who brought this man here? What favors was made? And at the end of the day, if it was a black man, they'll have him in front of that council tomorrow. It's a lot of questions to be answered, but then, like you say, all these people owe us money. Susan Water Board owe us $87 million. We gave energy a loan of $125 million. Uber owed us $85 million. But let's be outrageous. The state owed us money, but we don't even have a collection department to collect the money that the state owed us. But that's not called That's not counting the revenue that comes in for concerts, for the arenas, and the culture money where billions of dollars go out the city, and we take care of 63 other parishes. Now, I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of the blame because of these people who work as city workers. We had a protest out there Wednesday Wednesday and Thursday about the money, and these people don't know how they're going to meet their bills, how they're going to meet payroll. Now they say they're going to the state and ask the state, can they learn off of buying $125 million? But our bond reduction is the worst in the city. And like you said, we got contractors that didn't finish the streets, and they are gone with the money. Then we got these third-party contracts where they can be at their house. They're billing the city from $175 an hour to 300. Then we got all these lawyer contracts flying around when we got a law department. And at the end of the day, everybody doing the blame game. But at the end of the day, where's that Inspector General, Gerod, that want to go after black people, little bitty black people and policemen? And at the end of the day, he's silent right now because it's Greg Montano. Now, the lady Roman Sams and Joe Pratt, listen, they are being blamed, but at the end of the day, it's not fair to Joe Threat because he just stepped in there as the CAO. You see what I'm saying? And he don't know. Let's be real. I'll say it for Joe if he can't. He can't say, well, I don't know. I don't have a clue. The man don't have a clue. Just like you have educated them over months about this police overtime and what was going on with the police, $50 million in overtime, but they talked about NBA YoungBoy, which I don't have, nothing to say about the NBA YoungBoy, but listen, they didn't say Young Gotti and Rock Nation paid for the 400 officers, but when Taylor Swift and all those other artists come here, they getting free polices. So at the end, why they not paying for the details? But then they were saying that NBA YoungBoy, that the city was going to pay for it. You see what I'm saying, Gerard? So it's a hot mess in the city of New Orleans, and it's Halloween, right? So I call it Halloween Town. Trick and treat. We got robbed as the people. And at the end of the day, all this blaming and all that, we don't want to hear the excuses. Bring Greg Montano with y'all subpoena power under the Home Rule Charter. Y'all got the power to bring the CAO and everybody there that have messed up that budget. But they're not doing that. He's at Alderman Park. He's the second in charge, got a six-figure job, and now he's going to rob the monkeys, the animals, and everything, Gerard. And it's a big disgrace, bro. It's a big disgrace because I sat through the budget, and all I can do is drop my head. Because they could have let Stevie Wonder ran the budget, and at least we know he can't see. He would have messed up the budget. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's wrong, man. And I'm tired of all this because the people are hurting, but you helped me when the kids didn't get paid. For 5 years, they didn't get paid. That was a clue right there something was wrong with the budget. But this man sat there when Oliver Thomas, and I got to give him credit, Oliver asked him. Oliver said, are we going to be in a deficit? No. Are we going to have to do furloughs? No. Mr. Thomas, we're going to have a $100 million surplus. And we're going to, by the end of the year, we're going to have $100 million. And where we at? They robbed the hood. That's what they did, Gerard.
Yep. And I don't know why can't nobody else see that but you and me.
And the thing that hurt me the most, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a fair guy, but when y'all was on Cheryl Susan Hudson, pointing the finger at her, blaming her, 10 inmates escape, and it was enough blame to go around. Not a shoe on y'all foot. What y'all gonna do? We don't hear nothing. We don't hear nothing. It's a complete disgrace what's going on in the city of New Orleans. It's bad enough this earned head dude down the trunk, stupid Mike Johnson, Steve Scalise, them they cut the SNAP benefits. So now the children going to suffer and people laughing like it's funny. But when a child can't eat, when a child's starving, this is serious what's going on. So we got the New Orleans crisis going on, and now we got the Donald Trump food show going on, and they are hurting people. The people are suffering. We in poverty. A lot of people going to be on the street, Gerard, and this is a disgrace to see what the city of New Orleans is doing.
Well, with that being said, what we got now is something that nobody's talking about, but they better start talking about it because with this type of issues with our budget, there is a revised statute in the legal ramifications of the state that says any parish that cannot take control or get control of its
Budget.
finances, that the attorney general, was Liz Merrill, has the legal capacity to take over the city budgets
That's
of any
right.
parish. And
And
I don't
guess
think they
what?
realize that that lady knows, because she just said it on the news early this morning, that yeah, we
That's
watching
what
it
I was
because
about
we
to
need
say.
we need to make sure that we need to take it over. We take it over. Now,
And
with
that's
that
her
being
plan.
said, we have the audacity to think that we can just go to the bond commission and get $125 million.
That's
And,
right.
and it has been stated that the state wants something of New Orleans. And they
Say it
want,
again.
and what was proposed is that the city be run by the state, and they want the French Quarter.
Say it one more time for the people that didn't get it, and that's what they want. And even if they was to get the $125 million, they got to give up the first quarter. But they're saying the deficit is bigger than that. So what is the $125 million going to cover? The city workers should be paid. But Gerard, one other thing I want to say: they ride around in SUVs, right? They get free gas. They eat off the city credit card. We pay their health. They wanted to put a travel ban on one. Put a travel ban on everybody. Nobody can travel since you won't put it on one. And at the end of the day, cut all spending costs, all overtime and everything. But they're not going to do that, Gerard. And what they're not saying is you got somebody sitting in the city made $255,000 a year, right? And the other one made like $275, right? But guess what? When they got all the overtime, their salary was $100,000. So how can we be paying people all these six-figure salaries when they ain't doing nothing in the city? We need to cut those six-figure salaries, because a lot of people is just sitting, getting time, wasting contracts, getting third-party contracts, and this is sickening, Gerard. This is a disgrace, and like you saying, they're not paying attention. Liz Morrell now is coming for this city.
Yep.
And like you say, it's going to be a trade. If y'all want $125 million or y'all want bond money, that's what we'll give it to y'all. But y'all got to give us the French quarters. And at the end of the day, when they should be putting their heads together, Baton Rouge legislators, New Orleans legislators, and saying, know what, state, we're going to stand up and take y'all to court, because we give the money to 63 parishes and we don't get 10% of that money. But they're not going to do that, Gerard.
Well, with black folks not really going out to vote, I mean, we really got to say it what it is.
And it is.
We
And
got a
one
problem not only here. We got a problem here. We got a problem in Baton Rouge, and we're gonna have a
That's right.
problem in Shreveport.
And guess what, Gerard? We got to pay attention to one more thing: no congressional maps with that Section 2.
That's why I said we're gonna have a problem. Not only that, we're gonna have to get rid of one of the Congress folks that's part of the first or second district.
That's right.
One of them gonna have to go. Is he gonna be Troy or is gonna be Cleo? One or the other.
That's right. And before you know it, they're coming for the judges' spots. They're coming for more the Democrats, that state reps up there and everything. And at the end of the day, we the people got the people power, but we got to start getting out the vote, start rallying or go to the polls. A lot of people be sitting up there laughing, but it ain't funny when Snap knocking at your door. It ain't funny when they're going to cut that Section 8. It ain't funny when they're going to cut that disability. So it's a lot going on, Gerard, and I just wanted to come on because I missed you yesterday, but you spot on with it, and they better pay attention to what Liz Morrell is up to.
But before you go, I do want to get a kind of some insight here. What's going on with you and the Inspector General now? Because I know you're all in court, and to give you out the information that's supposed to be public information. What's the latest?
That's right. Well, it's supposed to be public, so I beat him in the lower court. What he did, he went to the Fourth Circuit Court, and he found 3 judges. He found 3 black judges. He found Rachel Johnson, Nikisha Johnson, and Monique Morrell. What they done did with the Inspector General, they are trying to hold my case up a whole year, right? And at the end of the day, by right,
wait a minute,
like
wait. How do you hold up the case? You talking about an appeals court?
In appeals court.
And
Appeals court. I never had been through this. What he did, a suspended appeal, right? But I never heard of this. And maybe it do exist. But what he did, the way he did it, they don't have to answer for a whole year. When the
I thought
law
appeals
says,
courts was like 3 to 5 weeks.
It can be 3 to 5 weeks, but it can be a year. So right now, it's been past 3 to 5 weeks, and they're holding the case up when I didn't won, when I beat the Inspector General, because he did the same thing to Nord, and they made Nord give him the documents, right? But when it comes down to us, he didn't give it, and he got 4 years of documents from Nord, and he got 4 years of documents from the Sewage and Water Board. So when it's when it's his turn, guess what? He's not doing it. So this court appeals, what got me so mad with him, Gerard, because these black sisters holding up my stuff for the Inspector General. So if a citizen got to follow the law and give the public request, why not the Inspector General? So that's where we at. I have contacted them. They have been sugarcoating and everything because they don't want the truth to come out. He got to give his emails, his text messages up, and everything. And if you don't have nothing to hide, why are you trying to do this? But what it is, Gerard, is the judges that's sitting up there because they know the law, you know. And at the end of the day, they are helping this Inspector General.
Wow.
And so it's a disgrace because I beat him in the court. Then the judge wrote the Fourth Circuit and told him her decision is her decision and why she did it. But these judges are still holding it up and trying to hide.
We need to ask some questions though, but all this is getting
So
crazy.
thank you, G, for letting me come on.
I appreciate you, brother. Always keep me up. All right. Talk to you in a minute. Mr. Elmore, hold on. We got to take a break. We'll be back in just a minute.
On Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, here's a snippet of some of what we cover. GPS pioneer Gladys West.
We worked long hours computing trajectory orbits and satellite orbits, trying to get the data and everything correct enough.
Auto analyst Mark Bland.
14 new vehicle deals that happen in this country out of every 100 that women don't have a fingerprint on.
To tune in, check out Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, Saturdays at 4 p.m. on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Are you passionate about community safety and police accountability? Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Get the facts and stay informed. We're breaking down complex issues, highlighting community voices, and holding people behind the badge accountable. Join us for an informative hour every Friday at noon on WBOK. Your city, your police, your show. The Monitor's Mic.
Hi, this is Arnie Filko. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events to sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join Carrie and I every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Carrie Show. See you soon.
You've got responsibilities, but that doesn't mean your dreams are on hold. At Southern University at New Orleans, our evening and weekend college is designed with your life in mind. Finish your degree, start a new one, on your time, your degree, your schedule. No excuses, just opportunity. Visit suno.edu and make your next move today.
WBOK, online at WBOK1230.com. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
I'm going to do the Google. I knew that was going to be a good one.
Oh, you made me hit that button.
The googly goo for you there. All right, folks, welcome back. It's Friday. Unfortunately, my good co-host, attorney Suzette Bagnaris, couldn't join us today. We are praying with her as her mom has to have has a doctor's appointment today that she has to take care of, and it was unannounced. I mean, it was just something that happened, so she took it to the doctor. So we're praying for her that everything's going to be all right. All right, let's go back to the phone lines, y'all. What you say, Miss Elmo?
How you doing?
Good.
No, you really educated me well the other day when we talked about this. And to understand, I have correct me if I'm wrong. All that money that the city, not just New Orleans, but all over the country, when Biden had the bill passed, bipartisan bill that's passed infrastructure, the city got millions of dollars. They ain't never done nothing in New Orleans East. So I'm just wondering, where did all that money go? And another thing is, I heard Jerusalem make a comment like, well, the federal government shut down and we have a hard time getting the money from the federal government. The federal, Trump ain't giving us nothing. So I mean, I don't know. But I really came to this one conclusion. You're a very bright young man, and they think like people like myself that listen and as a regular citizen, they must think I'm stupid. They must think I'm stupid. But I mean, as a taxpayer, you're looking at accountability, and I mean, city, state, federal government's cash cows. They're always 24/7 getting taxes. So it kind of makes you wonder. I mean, some kind of way with a pencil and pen, they're stealing the money. I got to rob to get something and go to jail, but they're doing it with a pencil and pen.
So it's easy for me to be a critic in some of this, and I'm going to be. I think I did it in front of Mr. Janusa yesterday. I know that he was not trying to play the politic game, but one of the things that was stated when all of this was discovered, when you and I first heard that this was going on, they said that they were going to bring in Mr. Wagaspack, who is a state auditor, right? So when he came in and he started speaking at the dais and telling everybody that, you found the money, Mr. Janusa answered the question yesterday, and I don't even know if he realized that he answered it. He said, well, that wasn't an audit, what he did. They were just trying to find some money. So my question is, what are we bringing in state auditors for if he's not going to audit it? You understand what I'm saying? Your title is a state auditor. I don't need you to just find the money. I need you to do an audit. I need you to know, and I need you to find out. And we also pay, and if you just go to the website and look at his website says he is the legal law enforcement person that overwatches government spending. He is the Office of Inspector General. Quiet as a rat peeing on cotton. Ain't said nothing. Your salary is over $200,000, and they just voted you in. Your office budget is over $5 million, and you ain't saying nothing. And I'm trying to figure out what we paying you for if you ain't going to do what you're supposed to do.
I agree with you.
Okay, I got that off my chest.
I mean, the thing that's upsetting to me is that the mayor's blaming the council blaming the mayor, and we got to nick that in the bud, man. We got to close this chapter because first and foremost, you got a lot of money. Just 6 months ago, they got it on tape. They showed it on tape. They ain't nothing. I'm just saying they showed it on tape what the mayor said. And the previous guy that retired, that was kind of fussed out because they had some shenanigans on him. The mayor was saying we kind of solved it. We ain't perfect, but we kind of solved it. Everything will be fine with the next administration. That's what she said. The mayor.
Right. Over $100
I
million
mean, I'm not saying
surplus.
she's lying. Yes, sir. She said that we looking pretty good. She was patting herself on the back. Well, did she really know? Or she's just talking off the top of her, you know what, and saying something she don't know what she's saying. I thought she's a little smarter than that.
Well, it's apparent to me that somebody fudged some numbers somewhere, and that's my problem. If you fudge the numbers or if you don't have the correct numbers, I want this man to come back to the table and tell us what's the problem. Where did we go wrong here? Why do we hear we got $100 million surplus, or that y'all balance this thing to the budget, the budget to the T? And even if the city council added $70 million to the budget, it still don't add up to what we missing. We're $160 million. It was stated that they wanted $70 million.
I listen to Noonie Man, and I have a lot of respect for the brother. And I mean, he makes a lot of sense. What this administration has done with this mayor, she's put us in a situation, the state laughing all over the bank, because that's what they wanted to see. So they could say, we're going to take over your government because they ain't doing the right thing. That's what they didn't want to do. Gerard, ain't no secret. They didn't want to take over all these parishes. I mean, let's face it, all these parishes is the locomotive that runs the whole state. You know that. Everybody knows that.
And there is a law that states that any parish that cannot keep its finances in order, that it gives the right and authority to the Attorney General to insert herself into your finances and take over. We just opened up that door.
They just opened up the door. Yeah, absolutely.
And right. You going to the bond commission to see, can you borrow $125 million? Now, bond commission here is going to be fine. It's the one going to the state that I'm saying you just opened up the door.
I'm not laughing. It's not funny, Gerard, but this is the thing. You know those Republican conservative mega legislators all around the state don't like New Orleans. Never did. They never liked them 25 years ago. Or before I was born, they never liked New Orleans. And they like them less because you look at the black leadership we got.
But they already proposing to take over the French Quarter. Now, if I'm none guesser, because this is how they're going to treat it, they're going to treat it like it's a city park. So if I'm none guesser, I'm going straight to my buddies and tell them, hey, see, can we get something out of this takeover? You want 125 million? We need the French Quarter. I'm guaranteeing you there's something going to be wrong with this thing, buddy. There's going to be something wrong.
Well, Gerard, I'm going to say one more thing. Could I say one more thing?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that federal funds is involved.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the infrastructure money was federal funds.
Wow.
And the mere fact that the city, forgive me, I'm laughing, it's not funny. Just say they have the balls enough to say they use that money and they use that money correctly. Somebody going to jail. Now, who's going to jail? I mean, I can point fingers all I want. I don't know. But somebody has to account for that money. Where that money. Now, the federal government say, guess what? We know you're in that city. You better come up with that money. We want it.
Even if they come up with it, don't mean that ain't nobody still going to jail, because even though you may have used it wrong. Thank you very much. Even though you may have used it wrong.
Well, look. Well, let me say this one more thing, because it's very important that I say this, because you look at what's going on with the federal government with this president that we have, this nutcase we have. Now, listen to me. This is what people have been saying. I try to do a little research before I talk, because it's not good to sit there and you don't know what you're saying. The states that need the most money with welfare, food stamps, Section 8 is Mississippi, Louisiana, Florida, Georgia. It's not New York City, and it's damn sure not California. California puts a lot in it. They pay a lot of taxes, and they don't get what those red states get. Trust me, brother. This was documented. That they had some nerve to do that, because they don't know what they're hurting. They're hurting a lot of white folks, working class white folks that's poor. So be careful what you wish for, Trump, because what you wish for, you ain't may not necessarily like.
Well, I mean, think about something. The federal government got enough money to fund the whole state and make it better if they wanted to. But who wants to? It's just like me. And, I don't feel sorry for anybody that ran for office. But I was thinking about Helena Moreno. And I was like, I wonder what she going home and saying in the evening, hearing all the different things that are now foul. Somebody need to call foul. And I wonder, is she doing so? Because listening to several folks after I got off the air yesterday, it made me say, who would even want to have this job next? I got to fix everything. This is not a
you could answer
gravy
your
train
wait.
job.
Don't laugh, Gerard. Don't laugh. You could answer your own question. Other than Red Nixon crying broke when he was crying broke, saying that when he became mayor, he was losing so much money because he was making more than Cox. Most of those people, Obama. Listen, let me use Obama for example. I know people may not like that.
I tell you what. Hold on. Let me do my news. I'll come right back to you. Hold on. All right, more coming up, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. A new Emerson College poll shows 57% of voters support California's Proposition 50, which would let Democrats redraw congressional maps for 6 years. Support is rising among black voters, and former President Obama is urging Californians to back it.
Our current president and his administration is explicitly saying that we want to change the rules of the game midstream.
Mail-in voting is already underway ahead of the November 4th election. Claflin University is facing backlash for choosing Brian McKnight to headline its presidential scholarship gala. The HBCU says it's reviewing options for entertainment while staying focused on supporting students through the annual scholarship fundraiser. An Atlanta rapper, Big Boy, will headline a free concert at Decatur Square on June 11th to celebrate the World Cup kickoff. The show is part of Decatur Watch Fest 26, held on the first day of World Cup matches. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you. It's Friday, beginning of the weekend. Please drive with care on your way home because it's time to get off. It's after 5 o'clock. Woo-hoo. We're expecting some bad weather too. We're going to have a couple of things to talk about during this hour too, with all the bad weather. I think that's going to be either Saturday evening or Sunday, or a little bit of both. Mr. Elmo, you still with me?
Yes, sir. What I was saying is that I heard Michelle Obama basically say they were working class folks, and they were really robbing Peter the people that make ends meet before he became a senator. Now he's a millionaire, and his daughter's a millionaire. So what I'm saying, and I'm not picking on Obama just for example. All politicians that normally in Congress and stuff like that, they're well off. They become millionaires after, man. So the thing about it, not only being a politician is a cash cow to some of them, not all of them. So what I'm saying is, I don't feel sorry for them because you just said it best. Now, she run for mayor with all these headaches. You're not going to tell me she didn't know nothing that was going down. Come on, Gerard, you ain't stupid. I'm not. She knew something. Don't tell me all of a sudden she didn't know. Now, they're going to play it to the public. We super to understand it and think they're right what they're saying. Come on, Gerard, they had an idea what was going down.
Pretty much.
And sometimes,
Pretty much.
And sometimes
so I'm trying to get at
what
what are you speaking about? I think that's what we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, that's what we're saying. I'm saying they know what was going down. Let's face it. It ain't like they didn't know.
Yeah, somebody knows something. You can't tell me that they got all these paper trails. They've published it on social media, the memos, all the memos that came out. They date back from June of last year. April, May, and June of last year. And
this new man ain't gonna tell you that she ain't lose those things. Listen, she could probably be in there 8 years. She's getting her money as being a councilman at large and councilman and state legislator. She gonna get a nice pension. She don't give a rat's. You know what? She gonna be all right. I don't feel sorry for her.
All right. Well, we're gonna see, but I want this fixed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well,
we're gonna see.
You don't know what basically talking about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm finding out too. So
all right, brother. Thank you.
I'll talk to you later, Mr. Elmo.
All right, brother.
Galloway.
What's going on, brother Gerard?
Oh, you the man, brother.
Oh, man, it's Happy Friday, man. I'm in the city for the Tremay Fest.
Oh, watch out. You done made it to the city. You a traveler.
Oh, man, look, I brought my garbage can, too, the big one.
Why you bring your garbage can, bro?
Hey, two things gonna happen. Because if it rains like it's supposed to rain, I'm gonna collect all that water and I'm going to the sewage and water board and I'm gonna dump it right in front of them and say, now you know what it feels like to be flooded.
Yes, indeed.
If it don't rain, I'm gonna go collect everybody trash and then I'm gonna dump that in front of the sewage and water board and say, now you go pick this up once a week. How about that?
Don't let me see you on the back of the truck. Don't let me see you holding on.
Hey, brother, it's got to get real in the field.
I hear you.
You know, I was sitting there when they talking about the SNAP benefits in the state of Louisiana. It's 847,100 people. That's 18% of the state population. That's 1 out of every 5 people in Louisiana that's on public assistance.
Right.
Majority of them don't look like me and you, Gerard.
I know.
That's why he's calling that state of emergency or whatever. What worries me the most about the SNAP benefits not coming to those people, 35% of the people that's on SNAP are working poor. So those people those are the folks that you really got to worry about. Do I put gas in my car to go to work, or do I give these kids something to eat?
Right.
That's the folks. Those are the folks that I'm concerned about the most. I ain't worried about them folks that sit around and drink Old Milwaukee's Best. No, I ain't worried about them in them trailer parks. No, I ain't. I'm worried about that working poor man. But this is a real snafu, because that orange guy thinking only black Democrats are on public assistance. See, Jeff Landry, the governor, he knows that's a lot of my people that's gonna be out there. And it ain't crawfish season, so you can't go down to that creek and go get you some crawfish and boil them up.
Right.
You're gonna be in them soup lines like everybody else. But this is a real mess. And going back to local, Gerard, I'm gonna say this again. Somebody gotta show me these time cards where these officers racked up $45 million in overtime. I'm serious about this. $45 million ain't nothing to sneeze about when it comes to overtime. Because if you look at the case of Red Bottom's brother, it shows you over the years how Ricky Bobby, that's what I call him, the old NASCAR driver, he was double dipping. If you look at his case, it made the facts. He worked 12 and a half hours every day overtime. So that's how so that's why I say I need to see these numbers, man, because it's stuff like that. And I think Noonan Man said it best. There's a lot of people just getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for nothing.
Right.
If you want to furlough them people, put them people up out of there. That's those ones need to go first. If you making over 150, either you get up out of there, because guess what? Spades is hiring. You better go get up on that pole. Have a good weekend, brother. I'll holler at you.
Galloway crazy. Galloway done put him on the pole, bro. Put him on the pole. Don't get
He has been listening to us.
Huh?
He has been listening to us.
Galloway will know what she's is. So I just gotten to the point where I don't know. I don't know if this is the issue with all states, but every time we talk about Louisiana, talk about New Orleans, have you noticed it's always about money and what we're not getting? Not what we generated. What we generated, they talk about it and say it in one sentence, and then they move on. Louisiana generated $175 million and da-da-da-da-da. Now let's go to weather. There's never a conversation of, since we generated this much money, what are we doing with it? What are we working towards? What will this money be put toward? How about this street? How about these streets? Name a cluster of streets. How much it costs to get them fixed? If we generate this amount of money through this amount, this is what it will go to. We'll never have these it's just called dedicated money. But we'll never have these conversations. We just hear what we generated. And here's weather. There go Parker. I'm sorry, y'all. That's our little intern on Fox
Really
8.
doing good for himself.
Yeah. He is now reporting live on Fox 8. And for those of you that don't know, Parker Boyd is Nancy Parker's son. He's now a reporter. They started him off at WLOX in
He still works there.
he does?
Yeah.
In Mississippi. And now he's moving in and doing a lot more over here too. So
He's really good.
yeah. Parker
No,
Boyd.
Glenn is proud of him.
So, I'm sorry, y'all. I digressed. So, what do we do? Are we sitting back and saying, let those SNAP benefits, just let them expire? Because I can tell you, it ain't just us. And it's not the majority of us that's on them SNAP benefits. So what do you do if you get the call? So next week, I'm going to invite Rashida Ferdinand, and I'm going to invite our folks. I got to figure out who it is because it was Miss McElroy from over at the other food bank to come over and have some conversation about what we're in for. Because we're in for some hard times. And this is just the beginning. So how about if they find out that something else that was supposed to be funded is not funded, and that's going to be cut off? It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a big old problem. So the food banks are already complaining and saying that they don't have enough food for everybody that's going to end up with something, They don't have enough food yet. So if they don't have enough food and they're running out, are they looking at the people that are the haves, not the have-nots, but the haves, to saying, donate something, whether it's money, whether it's food, whatever it is. But I want you all to hear the story about the SNAP benefits. Go ahead, Whit.
Well, starting next Saturday, SNAP recipients may not be getting that money. And because of that, all new at noon, Governor Jeff Landry has now declared a state of emergency in the hopes of getting help to fund those benefits for so many families. Landry says he has been in communication with the legislative leadership and that he is making it a top priority to make sure that people don't go hungry, specifically our seniors, those with disabilities and children. But it's really unclear how this state of emergency is going to work or how it will help with the government being shut down. Also,
all right. 504-582-9422. I got to say this. I've been trying not to say it, but I'm going to say it. And I want your opinion at 504-582-9422 because it might even sound a little prejudice. I ain't going to say racist, but it might sound a little prejudice. It's a difference between the two. I don't really think that a whole bunch of black people worried. Because we ain't the majority of folks that's on the SNAP benefits. Now, when you go to the grocery store, you see a lot of us in there with their SNAP card, with their Louisiana SNAP card, or whatever it is, Louisiana purchase card. And then sometimes we get very judgmental because we see two carts. You walking down the highway with two carts and just snatching stuff off of the, throwing it in there. So we get judgmental. But do we hear, see, talk about other folks that are the majority that have this type of what you call? What is wrong with you?
You didn't see what I just read on on our Facebook thing.
Bill, I think a lot of see.
He said black people gonna have Thanksgiving with hot dogs and the gumbo.
And guess what? We'll be happy and happy. And then read after that. We got meats in our deep freezer. Y'all got to remember your grandma and your mom, they won't just want to put stuff in the freezer. They had deep freezers. And they find one of them sales at one of the stores and stuff. They buy that stuff and put it in the deep freezer. No. But do you think that we're going to have a problem? I just think that we prepare for this.
If it's prolonged.
What's prolonged?
If the shutdown is prolonged and you can't receive your
How long you
benefits
think?
for a long time,
all right,
there's going to be problems.
What's a long time? 90 days?
Man, I say 2 months.
60 days.
60 days, 2 months. 60 days to a month to 2 months.
That's too long. You don't think we survive it?
Only time can tell on that one, bro. I mean,
I think black folks will survive it quicker than any other nationality. The reason why is we've been there before.
Rooted to the tutor.
Still there. We still there. What you gonna make? I'm gonna make me some hot dogs, hamburgers. I'm gonna grill outside. I'm gonna do red beans and rice. I'm gonna fix my own po' boys. The reason why they call it the po' boy.
Struggle meals.
Struggle meals. There you go. T-Bone.
Hey, y'all. Happy Friday to everybody.
What's going on with you?
Well, this is an interesting topic. I don't know why people, I don't know why people just don't get that as a race we've survived so much stuff. Here's a little history fact that maybe they want to keep out the Smithsonian as well. The reason why black folks in this country, and maybe the other countries that dealt with slavery back in the past, had began to eat pork was because those were the scraps of pork that the slave owners gave our ancestors. You understand? Our ancestors came to this country eating lean beef, eating fish, eating chicken. We didn't eat pork, okay? We learned to survive off of pork and the greens and the cornbread because those were the things that the big house didn't want to eat. Now, the funny thing about it was when they asked us to cook for them, we snuck in our flavoring into the food, and then all of a sudden, you had white folks eating that cornbread, eating those greens, eating that macaroni and cheese. You understand what I'm saying? So we learned, we have struggle food in our DNA, like Wick said. We have it in our DNA. So when you're talking about killing SNAP, anybody that has had food stamps or SNAP back in the day, raise your hand if this wasn't the case. By the time you got the food stamps, it just helped you out for that little bit of time. When you just ran out of the beans, just ran out of the fat back, the ham hocks and stuff that you already was getting at the store. And if you knew what you was doing with your stamps, not only did you fill up your refrigerator, but you actually had enough stamps left over to sell and pay your other bills. Raise your hands if you know what I'm saying. Now, what he's not accounting for or what he doesn't care about. And I'm saying he because we know who's at the brunt of this mess. What he's not accounting for is the poor whites that are on food stamps, are on welfare. Because, see, they keep having this one perception of the welfare mom that Reagan told back in the 80s. They think it's always this one black woman that's got 10 million kids by different daddies that doesn't work, that just lives off of a check from the government. They still have that image in their head. But what they don't recognize is that instead of it looking like Bonquisha, it may look like Mary Lou living in the trailer park with her boyfriend from high school who ain't worth you know what, can't keep a job, and they got 4+ kids. See, they don't look at that whole image. They look at that one image that they cling to and blame the problems of the U.S. on.
Yeah.
And by the way, folks, while you're fussing about the shutdown, that president you elected just spent hundreds of millions of dollars on a ballroom he wants.
250 to
And
300
he ain't going to be having no struggle food up in that ballroom.
Oh, no. You ain't going to be invited neither. Me neither.
Huh.
And that ballroom going to be bigger than the White House.
Man.
That's crazy.
And nobody, and all of a sudden, nobody is mad about that. I'm like, really?
Yeah. So, oh, well. All right, my brother. Let me take my break.
All right, y'all. Have a good weekend.
All right, more coming up, y'all. We're going to take a break.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Electric vehicles are gaining in popularity, but some people are still holding out because of range anxiety, the fear that you could end up stranded with no place to charge your car. And that fear is multiplied for big companies and could be what's stopping them from electrifying their fleets. Enter Spark Charge. It's a company founded by Joshua Aviv that bridges the gap between the existing electrical grid and the needs of a big company with an electrified fleet.
What we realize is that fleets, they'll incorporate 50 cars, they'll incorporate 20 cars, but then they'll have the issue of going to the grid and saying, hey, we want to get these cars electrified, but the grid can't handle the demand of all these vehicles. And so we show up, we get them up and going with our mobile battery chargers, which means they're charging from a giant battery connected to charging stations, and then they're able to get up and running a lot quicker.
Aviv is a young black entrepreneur who founded Spark Charge from his college dorm and now can tout Mark Cuban as a major investor. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Lowe's knows you want to spend less time shopping and more time on the job site. Bulk savings on trusted brands means big savings and more time on the job. Get up to 25% off select drywall when you buy in bulk. Buy more and save to make sure you're prepared for any job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Selection varies by location.
Attention, WBOK listeners. Are you a fan of the station and want to show your support in style? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Introducing the official WBOK merchandise, the perfect way to wear your love for the station. Whether you're a longtime listener or a new fan, we've got something for everyone. Head to WBOK1230.com now and grab your WBOK gear before it's gone. When you buy WBOK merch, you're not just getting quality items, you're supporting the station you love.
Wake up your taste buds at Inner City Brews and Bistro, home of the one-of-a-kind peach cobbler pancakes. Start your day with our soulful breakfast favorites. Then come back for bold cocktails and those oh-so-good Creole flavors that always hit just right. In the heart of Tremay, Every bite feels like home. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. and find us at 1401 St. Bernard Avenue. Inner City Brews and Bistros, uniquely New Orleans, deliciously unforgettable.
Hey, have you heard the news? First Pilgrims Baptist Church is now on WBOK 1230 a.m. Tune in every Sunday at 11:30 a.m. to hear Pastor Eugene Mitchell give you the inspiration you need for the week ahead. That's every Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. only on WBOK 1230 a.m.
Oh, yeah. Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 a.m. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 a.m.
All right, folks. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Coming up today at, well, let me check. 6 o'clock? No. Music?
Bro, it's Friday.
Yeah. Okay. Music. Get ready for the 6. Louisiana lawmakers. And by the way, ain't we supposed to be on FM?
Supposed to be.
Are we? Or they playing music? I know this show's supposed to be on.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh, you know, if we not on, I'll have people call them and tell them, put them on FM. Why we not on?
Well,
but we'll check that out for Monday. We'll let you know by Monday. Louisiana lawmakers are taking steps to assist the Louisiana Department of Health. They're trying to cover SNAP benefits for the month of November. It says Louisiana is taking steps to make sure that those who rely on food stamps will still receive their SNAP benefits despite the federal government shutdown. Said the United States Department of Agriculture funds SNAP. And a lot of people don't know, well, why they're not doing that thing. A lot of folks will think that Jeff Landry is just saying, we don't want to do that anyway, shut it off. That's not the truth. Says because the shutdown of the federal government is not allocating any SNAP funding for November. Louisiana Senate, the Senate President, Cameron Henry, says that they're planning on using state dollars to make sure people do not go hungry. So I think that we have found a way to provide $150 million to the Louisiana Department of Health, or have LDH use some of their existing money to cover the SNAP shortfall. The Louisiana Department of Health oversees the SNAP program in Louisiana, but he's also saying that there's likely to be $150 million available that will cover the costs for November. In an emergency declaration order, your governor, Jeff Landry, has also said that there's going to be some coverage for them to be able to buy some food. Jeff Landry also suggested using money from the rainy day fund as a SNAP stopgap. Henry says that they will look at an option in the government shutdown, and if it drags on, we can possibly use it up until we go to December, because we'll have enough time and enough lead time to go through the ballot measures and make them, I guess, do something that's necessary for change. All right, somebody asked me this earlier. Let me tell you what it is. There are 792,000 Louisianians who rely on SNAP benefits. Good Lord. How many? 792,000 Louisianians who rely on SNAP benefits to purchase food every month, and the state receives $150 million every month. The state of Louisiana receives $150 million every month. They get that from the United States Department of Agriculture. The Louisiana House passed a resolution on Friday, on today, urging LDH to provide SNAP funding in November. And Henry says the Louisiana Senate will take up the same resolution on Wednesday. So it looks like they got this one, this short gap, or this funding gap for the SNAP program. Looks like they got that solved. But will we have the money? We're working with them right now to see how much cash they have on hand. In other words, we want to welcome you to this game of robbing Peter to pay Paul. Wait a minute, what? Yeah. It seems that we got money for something else, but we will move it around and use it for something else. To do this. So what do we say? Okay, we can be quiet. What do you say? Well, I don't say too much. Why? I don't want to be one of those parishes that don't receive the maximum amount of monies to feed my children. Or, here's the other one. I'm going through all the scenarios right now, so excuse me. If LDH is funding the SNAP program and not the country or the United States Department of Agriculture, if it's Louisiana Department of Agriculture funding it instead of the state, or no. If it's the state funding it and not the federal government funding it, will you get the same type of money? You gotta remember something. Louisiana don't have no money. That's what they say all the time until they find it. So if we don't have the money, where are we going to get the money from? Private lending institutions? That's an issue. Now, what I like to see and what I like to hear is not only do they have funding to buy food, but do they have funding to buy food and put the amount of SNAP dollars the same amount on your EBT card, on your SNAP benefits? Or will there be a reduction of those dollars on your card? Who would ever think that we'd be sitting up in here having a conversation about how much money is going to be on your EBT card? I'm serious. Who would ever thought that we be having a serious conversation about how much money you're going to have on your EBT card. And that's terrible. That is terrible, especially if we're talking about feeding your kids. And I guess my question to all of those officials who have to make these decisions, and I hear from you right now when we're in a crisis, and I can appreciate it. I can appreciate it because we want to know. But what y'all be doing the other 360 some days a year? We don't know. We just finding out these different things. Well, we're shutting down the government. Who ever heard of such? Because somebody got to write up some legislation to say that the Democrats and the Republicans are getting along and they want to open up. All right, Don.
Hey, Gerard. Good afternoon.
What's going on, my friend?
Man, I don't know, but man, them numbers that you just threw up there, they just don't seem right. I mean, based on the 792,000 people, that 150 million only going to be $190.
We're gonna give you an apple.
Man, with the inflation problem and all, I'm not that familiar with, the SNAP program because, me or my family members, are involved in it. But, man, the cost of food has gone up so much.
Yep.
And I can understand, when they talk about averaging, you may have single people that might be getting SNAP, maybe they're getting $100. We talking about a month.
Yep.
But, we're talking about a family of 4, 5.
So how about, and I don't know who has an EBT card. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that's, I'm not trying to get into everybody's business, but how much money is usually on a EBT card for a family of 4?
About for a month.
Right. Right.
We ain't talking about for a week.
Right.
We talking about for a month.
So how much money is usually on a EBT card for a month of grocery shopping?
Man, I heard in the past, $400 or $500, but that was for a family of, like I said, 4 or 5, and we talking about 20 years ago.
Right.
we're not, and as I say, we talk about a monthly food bill, and man, right now, you can pay $300 or $400 in a couple of weeks, a week and a half, and that's just for a couple of people. That's what I'm saying. The inflation cost of living has gone up so high, especially grocery costs, that it just seems to be almost very difficult to buy enough food, for a household to last the whole month. That's what I'm looking at. I said, man, $190 average, for a family.
I was going to the grocery
month.
store. You got to really pick, and I hate to say it this way, but it's the
you
truth.
got to pick and choose.
You got to pick and choose. You got to pick and choose what grocery stores you go to now.
Oh yeah, and see, that was one of the things I was thinking about. I said, you got, especially in Orleans Parish, you got a decent amount of people that are on the SNAP program, but you probably got a lot of folks that go out of the parish to buy their groceries, especially non-blacks, and that's probably why you don't see them in the grocery stores like talking about.
I went to the grocery
SNAP
store
program.
last night. I love going to the grocery store late at night because you know it ain't a lot of folks in there. You can get what
Right.
you want because they're restocking, and
Yes.
then you go to the counter, and you don't have to stand in line forever and a day. Now, what is bothering me, and I don't know what this is about, but I wish maybe we need to find out who we can bring to the table and at least give us an answer. Why are all the Winn-Dixies leaving?
Oh, I was about to say, one of the grocery stores in this area, we only got one, in the east, in the Winn-Dixie, and they talking about them all going up, closing down by the end of the year.
Yeah, all the
But,
Winn-Dixies are leaving. So is that where Aldi is going to pick up? Because I'm like, wait a minute. Are they getting rid? Are they leaving here because they don't have they're not making the dollars anymore? Because I'm telling you, the stuff that I get in my basket is 3 and 4 times higher than what it was about a year ago.
What it used to be. Yeah,
Right.
but the ones out here in the east, they said like half of the time you don't have enough stuff. Anyway, I think when you go out to the one on for the veterans, that Winn-Dixie, they say they got all sorts of stuff in there that you can get, but it's not the same as the one here in the east. And my wife goes and she says she don't even want to go to the one out here because they don't have anything that you can get like talking about. So we know that we're in the food desert, out here in the east, and other than I guess the Rouses, and I guess it's part of the Gentilly area more than it is the east, but that's the only place that we can go. We don't really have any other.
Well, you had the Winn-Dixie in the east. What's that, off of Chef? And then when I heard all the Winn-Dixies going to close, I was like, well, wait a minute. And is that just Orleans Parish? I didn't know if that was just Orleans Parish, but I know that they said that the Winn-Dixie and in Orleans Parish was what they were going to sell their stake to some other companies. But I was like, we got some Winn-Dixies in some pretty strategic places. They got the one on Chef, but a lot of people forget they got that Winn-Dixie right there and right off of Carrollton, right there behind that what is that? By that shopping center where they got the Felipe's and all that in it.
Felipe's and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the window. I didn't even.
Yeah, they got a Winn-Dixie behind it, and I'm like, a lot of people go to that one.
Yeah. See, because I'm like I said, I'm in the east, and I didn't even realize they had another one other than, like I said, the only other one I knew about is the one for the veterans. But man, I think they were talking about all of them. Either closing or being sold to another company. So, but as I said, we're out here in the east, man. We don't have anywhere to shop. I mean, as far as groceries are concerned, they really, at one time with Nationals and Schwagmans and the Winn-Dixie on Morrison. I mean, they had a bunch of places that you can go. But
and I used to love that one on when I first moved here. We used to go to the one on. We went to the Schwagmans on Bullard. That's
Bullard,
like
right?
going into a.
All of it. Yeah, had the Schwagmans on Bullards and
I used to take everything in there with me. I used to take my phone bill, my power bill. I used to go shopping.
One-stop shop.
It was great before Katrina. We had the Dell Champs and everything around the corner from my house and all. On the road there at Reed. But like I said, man, now you don't have anywhere to go, and we're just at a point where you kind of wonder. You said, what's going on? Because these folks got to know people in the east buy groceries. Why wouldn't you have stores out here? But you always hear the complaint about they aren't making money because people are stealing them blind, and the employees are stealing them blind, and all sorts of different reasons why they don't want come out in this area. But all of these things can be alleviated if we had made the point of seceding from Orleans Parish. We wouldn't have a lot of these problems that we're going through right now here in the east. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gerod. I appreciate all the information that you
Always good, Don. Thank you, my friend. Have a good weekend. Be safe.
All right, buddy.
All
okay,
right.
man. You too. Bye-bye.
So I pulled up something here. Let me go ahead on and give you this information, too. AI is a beast. It says, Winn-Dixie leaving Louisiana as company rebrands, refocuses, and their focus is going to be on Florida, not us. Not Louisiana, not Mississippi. Store closures are expected to be completed by the end of the year. New Orleans Southeastern Grocers, SEG, announced Tuesday that it will rebrand as the Winn-Dixie Company and pull out of most locations outside of Florida. So they saying, screw y'all.
We must be too black for them.
Blackity black. Blackity
I'm black, y'all.
black.
I'm black, y'all.
I don't understand if there is a case, but I don't think that would be the case because I just see just as many folks that are other races going into Winn-Dixie just like we do. Now, location, you're going to see most of us, especially in Chef, off of Chef.
One in Chalmette is already changing over to Aldi's.
It changed to what?
Aldi's.
Aldi?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, y'all, hold on. Last few minutes here of the show coming up.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris. Well, the White House confirms that the entire East Wing now has been torn down to make way for President Trump's $300 million ballroom, a project the administration says won't cost the taxpayers a dime. But what's raising eyebrows is how it happened. Reporters pressed Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, on why no plans were submitted for review, and the White House says the law doesn't require approval for demolitions, only for new construction. That means the president can legally level part of the People's House without outside oversight. Officials insist the ballroom is privately funded by Trump and donors and promise to release every name and dollar amount. Names have been released, but not all of the dollar amounts. Critics are calling the massive teardown a vanity project at a time when millions are struggling with high costs and a government shutdown. For these stories and more, go to AURN.com. Follow me across social media at Ebony McMorris.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
It is certain in any case that ignorance, allied with power, is the most ferocious enemy justice can have. Phenomenal advocate and author James Baldwin wrote those words in his essay, No Name in the Street, in 1972. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where America is today. Ignorance, allied with power, made even worse by indifference. Baldwin wrote this about indifference. He said, quote, neither love nor terror makes one blind. Indifference makes one blind. Baldwin is talking about our blindness to the humanity in our fellow man. You know, I thought a lot about Baldwin as I reflected upon the hateful and hurtful words spoken by several members of the Young Republican organization uncovered in an investigation by Political News. Words that dehumanize, words that vilify, hateful language against minorities, including jokes about slavery, disparaging homophobic language, and anti-Semitic diatribes. One message even expressed a love for Hitler. The vitriolic language has resulted in widespread condemnation and the firing of several Young Republican organization officials and the subsequent disbandment of several chapters of the organization. However, and this is a big however, there was no condemnation to be found at the highest level of the Republican Party. Vice President J.D. Vance even attempted to downplay the incident as, just kids making jokes. Those kids he's referring to were ages 25 to 35. This is the ignorance allied with power of which James Baldwin wrote about, and the indifference which renders one blind to human decency and respect for others. Perhaps it was indifference or ignorance or both that led President Trump to nominate far-right lawyer Paul Ingrassia to lead the Office of Special Counsel. Ironically, Political News also uncovered racist text messages attributed to Mr. Ingrassia. One of them saying, quote, the holiday honoring the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. should be tossed into the seventh circle of hell, end quote. Ingracia withdrew his nomination after at least 4 Republican senators, including the majority leader, said they would oppose him. The White House has been quiet about it so far. But it surprises me that so little attention has been drawn to these dangerous, divisive voices of inhumanity. In this crisis of hateful dysfunction, we need someone like James Baldwin to revive the soul of America. Baldwin was right then, he is right today. It is up to us to call out such evil. Black leaders, are you listening? This is Norman Robinson off the top.
2517 Bayou Road is the place to be. Now those kids cuisine and pastries.
Sunday nights just got hotter. DJ Wicked's live and I know Cajun cuisine for the throwback. Throw down! October 26th from 7 to 10. Old school hip hop and R&B. Good vibes and WBOK in the building. Don't miss it.
A message from the community scientist. Do you live or work in St. James, St. John, St. Charles, Ascension, Calcasieu, Baton Rouge, or St. Bernard Parish? You may be exposed to harmful chemicals like phthalates, BPA, and flame retardants found in everyday products but linked to serious health risks. That's why the community scientist, a program of Rise St. James, brings you clear, science-based facts that protect your health and our environment. Stay informed, stay empowered. Visit risestjames.org today.
Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Every Friday at noon on WBOK.
Meet Leanna, a part-time chef and full-time mom. In the past, Leanna didn't have health insurance because she didn't think she could afford it. What she didn't realize is she qualified for Medicaid. She loves the coverage and peace of mind that comes with high-quality care. The kind of care you get with Healthy Blue. This is Medicaid, and it's for more people than you think. Maybe even you. To see if you qualify, go to myhealthybluela.com. A message from the Greater New Orleans East Business Alliance. New Orleans East is primed for economic development and growth. The East has an abundance of commercial space and vacant land available. The opportunity for development is endless. Come be a part of the economic rebuild. For more information, please give us a call at 504-957-3568. That's 504-957-3568. Building a strong New Orleans East makes a stronger New Orleans.
You've got responsibilities, but that doesn't mean your dreams are on hold. At Southern University at New Orleans, our evening and weekend college is designed with your life in mind. Finish your degree. Start a new one. On your time, your degree, your schedule. No excuses, just opportunity. Visit suno.edu and make your next move today.
Join me, Dr. Jaquil Ross of New Schools for New Orleans for Talk That, NOLA Education. This Monday, we'll be joined by 3 New Orleans Excellence in Teaching Award honorees. They'll be recognized at our upcoming gala. Be sure to tune in Monday at 12:30 p.m. on 12:30 a.m.
WBOK. Listen now on WBOK1230.com.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. Last few minutes here before we call it a weekend. Yes, indeed, the weekend, baby. I did some comparisons, and I want to grab your attention for these comparisons. I've read some of the specs. I read them last night, as a matter of fact, of some of the demographic makeups, some of the analysis that have come back on why there aren't certain retail locations in certain areas of the city. What's interesting to me about this report that was put out somewhere close to, I would say, almost 10 years ago, is there has not been an investment from business to do another one. One of the things that I would tell you, especially for my friends out in the East, is that if there's another debate that is going on between Cindy Wynn and Jason Hughes, I think that there is that you all need to start asking them, as far as development is concerned, what's the newest or the latest information, or what company did the polling, what company did the reaching out to get the demographical makeup of the area. It's 75 miles from one end to the other. What's the demographical makeup? You can't tell me that, oh, it's because of crime, because crime is everywhere. And one of the things, too, that I wanted to do a comparison was, and this is going to sound misunderstood, but some of you will. And those that are thinking that I'm doing a comparison just because, I'm sorry, I'm not. And if you don't understand, then, tough titty. No, I don't know no other way to say it. That comparison was the fact that we cleaned up some of the area uptown. Y'all remember that every day you wake up, and again, this is not no slander against anybody uptown, but y'all remember when you used to wake up, or when you first started hearing about what's going on uptown? Yeah, Central City. Oh, watch out when you go over there. Don't be playing around. And Central City. And Central City has done, I think, a complete change. Because now they have a shopping center right off of Washington Avenue in Claiborne. And have had it for years now, with an incentive of a tax to help pay for it. Do they have problems? Because I'm seeing retail. Well, and that was a trial that seems to be bigger. Has anybody said, how you do that? How you do that there? How you do that there? How you do that there? Maybe some of us, the problem is we need to start asking, opening up our mouths and asking, and stop sounding like, oh, y'all don't know what you're doing. You want credit for it? Stop trying to get credit and let's get the store. Start asking. Hey, look, I don't know how. Can you help me? What's wrong with that? That's all. All right, y'all, that's going to wrap things up for me. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on Monday.